first guest tonight is a very, very funny Emmy-winning actor, writer, director, and producer you may know from an Emmy-winning show he did with his dad, Eugene, with whom he teams up once again for this new book, Best Wishes, Warmest Regards, The Story of Schitt's Creek. Please welcome Dan Levy. It's great to have you here. Last time was like via satellite.
Yeah, last time I was on my couch with my dad, and I believe he did a bit where he brought a broom out because the show had just swept the Emmys, and he thought that was like a really good, cool thing to do. Listen, it was a bold choice, and I stand by him for it.
I love your dad, and he is one of the funniest people in the world.
He really is.
And isn't it great that you have, like, your dad is, one of the funniest guys ever.
Yeah.
And has been part of so many great things dating back to SCTV, which is the greatest sketch comedy show of all time. And yet...
Agreed.
He's still a dad and still can't resist a broom joke.
Can't resist that broom joke. Cannot resist the broom. And it was just waiting there by the side of the room, and I could tell that he was clocking it, like figuring out when to bring it out. He did it, and it worked, so.
I think, you know what, and congratulations again on all the Emmys, which is a
Thank
great accomplishment. Certainly. But for me, your greatest accomplishment is, and I remember way back when, I think the first time maybe Chris Elliott was on my show promoting your show, and at the time, I wasn't allowed to say Schitt's Creek, and now I can, because of you, I can say the word shits on television.
Is that a fact? Well, there it is.
We have to put the logo up.
We still have to put, you know, God forbid.
So the people at home know that I'm referring to the show.
I'm glad we can finally say it, though. That's an accomplishment.
Will you, Dan, make a show called Town so that, with a PH?
I'm announcing the new show tonight called Town.
You just came in from New York, right?
PH. That's exactly what we meant, too. Yeah. I came in from New York. We were launching the book.
You're launching the book. I have the book right here.
There it is.
You had like a signing event
We did like a signing event for a lot of people, which was a rare experience because who's been around a lot of people in like 2.5 years? And I was reminded of just how sweet our fans are. We have the sweetest fans of the show, and I was reminded of this at the end of the night. My dad was asked by the moderator of this Q&A that we were participating in if he had any final words for the audience, and he said, "No, I'm looking forward to going home." And the audience laughed and applauded, much like all of you. And I just kept thinking, what a very sweet group of people to applaud at their own joke made at their expense. Very, very sweet and grateful to have everybody.
Well, funny's funny. Now, this is, there's some interesting stuff in here. You got a lot of, like, behind-the-scenes stuff. Like, this is...
That's a story. When we were putting... that beautiful sketch, might I add, is from the great Catherine O'Hara. And when we were putting the book together, we sort of reached out to the cast and crew and said, is there like memorabilia, is there pictures and things that you could put into the book, because we want to make it special. And somehow that sketch made it to my desk, and I thought, what? This is the weirdest little sketch. And that was Catherine's original idea for what became that iconic final look in our show.
And it's a little bit different. You stylized it a bit differently.
I'm proud of our costume and hair department for taking that sketch and somehow turning it into what happened on the show.
Do you have like, I know you have input in everything, obviously, but are you focused on what Catherine would wear on the show?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah. I shopped for basically every look and would bring them all in. Well, because we had... The budget of our show was about 6 pennies in a shell. And so when you have no money, but you want to dress people in designer clothes, you have to find creative ways of doing that. So I would shop the entire year, save the clothes, and then bring them to set and work with our costume designer to style them. It's left me with the most horrendous shopping addiction.
Oh, has it? Oh, because
Well, I was shopping on a company card, And now I'm just shopping and there's no company card anymore. So I'm trying to figure out, like...
It's like after Christmas when you get into this rhythm of buying gifts, and then it's like January, and you're like, oh, I guess I don't buy gifts anymore.
No, the gifts are just for me, and I'll be selling them soon because I'll have run out of money.
This is really great. So you asked your fans, I guess, to send in pictures of their their license plates, rather. And all of these people in all of these states.
Jimmy, I can't answer why this happened. But I knew that it was happening. We sort of canvassed people and said, if you have a license plate, like, send it in. This is a small portion of what was actually sent in because people don't listen to the guidelines that we were offering.
I have to say, I don't think this one counts. It's a 3W. It's not an U.
Listen, it's a stretch. It has resulted in a sort of tagline that I think will haunt me for the rest of my life.
I hope so. I hope it does. I mean, really, I hope it does.
Ew is not necessarily something you want screamed at you in your most vulnerable time.
That's what Annie Murphy, who is your sister on the show, and your sister in real life.
My sister in real life was also Sarah Levy, played Twyla on the show,
She just got married, right?
She did. She got married like 2 weeks ago. Fresh.
Yeah.
Newlyweds.
I kind of knew that because I had invited your dad to something, and then he was like, yeah, I'm going to come. And he's like, oh, no, wait, my daughter's getting married.
Right. That actually really tracks for my dad and his memory. Sorry that he couldn't make whatever you were doing.
Well, it was less important. As the brother of the bride, what were your responsibilities?
I was the DJ.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They put you to work.
Thank you. It was, there's nothing quite as thrilling as, like, dancing with your aunts to Olivia Rodrigo. It's like a special experience. And I had to give a speech, which I thought, okay, well, hopefully that'll come quite easily, and I thought it did. My speech was in the middle of the night. You had a wedding recently.
My daughter got married, yes.
Did you do a speech?
Oh, yes, sure.
Where did it fall in the run of show?
Well, I used to be a wedding DJ, so I really know how to do this. And where you want it to be is while people are kind of finishing their meal. Because they're all, you get their attention that way.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But then my sister and brother-in-law did their speeches at the beginning of the night and absolutely crushed.
Oh.
Like, could not have done better.
The worst.
And then I thought, well, should I have just led? Because I don't know if this is going to be any good. So I gave my speech, went fine. It was fine. And then my parents came on after me and sang a duet, a surprise duet for my sister. And suddenly, my speech was just absolute.
It was forgotten.
So we can say that now because we're talking about it never came up.
But Dan, this whole year, the last 2 years have been mostly about you. Let's let your sister have
let's have my parents have a moment.
Do you like it when your parents sing? Most people don't.
You know what? It was like the sweetest. They sang an Emmylou Harris duet called Love and Happiness.
Wow.
For my sister. It was a complete surprise, and it just brought the house down. My mom, who's a very sort of doesn't like the spotlight, absolutely nailed it.
Wow, you have some family. My family, I gotta work on them. I really do. Dan Levy is with us. This is his book. It's called Best Wishes, Warmest Regards. We'll be right back. Hi, we're back with Dan Levy. This is his book, Best Wishes, Warmest Regards, the story of Schitt's Creek. And I know that you've said that one of your goals was to create a show that people would dress up as the characters.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's like a kind of a dream. You want to just make something that people want to
It is a dream, but I think it's a dream that most people don't think of in advance. It kind of happens afterwards,
right. No, I felt like if you dress people kind of the same for long enough, maybe if people end up watching your show, they will try to emulate that in a Halloween scenario.
That's a good point. So now,
what do we have here?
You've got people dressed up as your characters for Halloween.
Wow, that is commitment.
Yeah. Now that's serious.
Now the costumes are great. I'm really impressed by the Rosebud Motel sign that they've erected on an actual motel.
I'm gonna guess they went to the motel. Yes? No?
No, that is not where we shoot.
Oh, okay.
Someone built a set.
This is another
That's
one
very
here?
good. That's very, very good.
Yeah. So
and again, that band of hair around that hat is very tricky to pull off. So
yeah. There's a little bit of Ricky Gervais going on there too, though, I think. And now you got some kids, and that's fun.
I love the eyebrows on my dad, just in case you didn't know. They drew him in extra thick.
What are you doing for Halloween? What's your plan?
I am doing nothing for Halloween. I'm the house, unfortunately, that sort of turns the lights off.
You,
I know.
You do? You don't
Yeah, because
go.
I had trick-or-treaters for a long time, and they never said thank you. They just, like, it wasn't even a trick-or-treat. It was just a bag being held out in an expectation of gifts.
That's what happens in America.
If
you know,
you're
used to polite
I'm
people.
shutting my doors.
This is, now you're going to London, right? Isn't that
I am
the
going
plan?
to London.
This is a dinner you had in London.
That was the last time I was in London. Grateful to have a photo with Paul Rudd. I had dinner with him and his lovely family. The downside of having dinner with Paul Rudd is that the internet, in this case, went wild with a conversation that included, Paul Rudd looks so much younger than Dan Levy. They must be best friends, and Dan is in talks to be an Ant-Man. And the answer is, I wish I was best friends with him. Not true. Not in Ant-Man. And he also looks much younger than me. So it's kind of a lose-lose, other than the fact that you're having dinner with Paul Rudd, which is a win-win.
Yeah.
It was,
Let me ask you about one other detail. Are you keeping in touch with this lady?
That is Darjeeling Express. That's Ozma Khan, the great Ozma Khan.
Oh, okay.
And we had a tremendous meal in London. I don't know if you can even get... Paul had to pull some...
It looks like a tremendous meal. It looks like Paul... Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of food.
Look at his face.
You each have a trough in front of you.
I look like a 98-year-old man beside him.
No,
I don't even know what I'm doing. I think I'm just so awkward to just be in the glow of his own...
I disagree. I think you look good in this picture. I think this is a good picture of you. But Paul Rudd, I feel like what's going to happen is, like, in 40 years, Paul Rudd's still going to look exactly the same, and we're going to... And maybe, like, they'll do experiments on him or something?
Yeah.
Like they'll like
absolutely be genetic testing done on this man.
What is going on with this guy,
exactly.
and why is this happening? Yeah. Well, it's great to have you here. If you're a fan of, by the way, a couple of kids in the audience have got some Schitt's Creek books they bought. Yeah, that's right. I did say that word again.
We've sold 2 copies.
Well, that's the book right there. It's called Best Wishes, Warmest Regards, The Story of Schitt's Creek. Dan Levy, everybody. Thank you very much, Dan. We'll be back with music from Rufus Du Sol. Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel. Click below to subscribe to our YouTube channel, or if you want to be that way about it, don't.